Hi. Thank you for attending today's reading. Let's begin. Yesterday, in 3 minutes you will walk out of those doors quite possibly for the very last time. My head teacher casually announced. The whole hall fell into a deep silence. An audible gasp was heard and then the tears fell. I myself just turned to my friend and we both had the same look. A mixture of joy, disappointment, shock, realization, sadness and fear. In 1 minute alone, I felt more emotions that I have in the whole month. The realization hit me on the second time. I will never walk through the school doors again. Never sit at our green table again. Never joke with our biology teacher. Never embarrass myself in PE again. Nothing will ever be the same. But at the same time I felt a sense of anticipation. For the new people I would meet. For the new things I would be doing. For the new places, foods, clothes, experiences and everything that encompasses. For what felt like hours we said goodbyes. It was odd. Everyone united. Everyone together without any prior history. Goodbyes to friends, associates, teachers and enemies because, no matter if we liked them or not, they were the people who shaped us. So, as I walked out of the doors for the very last time, I felt a deep sadness but also a new feeling. One of potential. I still don't know what will happen next term. Next week, even tomorrow, but what I do know is that no matter what comes my way, I'll embrace it. I may not enjoy tomorrow, but I enjoyed yesterday, and for that, I'll be forever thankful. End of story. Next story. My teacher got rickrolled, so my language arts teacher always has a song playing when everyone walks into class. Just a few days ago, the teacher decided to open up a OP-tonal segment where we could submit any clean song suggestions where he could play next time. Of course, there were many people that suggested stuff like Peppa Pig, SpongeBob, Let It Go, and other stuff like that. But I did not expect someone to actually rickroll him. End of story. Next story. I felt what it's like to smoke a cigarette, so I'm pretty sure if you're a human and you live on planet Earth, you've probably been curious what it's like to smoke. Well, probably like a few months ago I was like, know what? I'ma try that. I'ma try smoking. This might turn into a horribly uncontrollable addiction. But whatever. So I got my hands on a lit cigarette. I can't remember where I got my hands on one or how I got my hands on a cigarette. But I got my hands on one. And I smoked. I probably didn't even finish the whole thing. Like I probably just took one. Not even deep breath in. And my lungs started hurting. Uncomfortably. And then the realization and anxiety kicked in. I was like, I'm going to now have to spend the rest of my life living with fucked up lungs because I couldn't control myself. I was so incredibly upset and worried that I did one thing that is going to affect the rest of my life in a horribly negative way. As if I effectively took the timer that decided how long I was going to live and dropped it on the floor. And when I picked it up it said I have 1/10 of my life left to live. Then I woke up. I was so relieved that it wasn't real, and I was so happy that I didn't have to spend the rest of my life with that weight on my shoulders. I'm not too good at making stories sound interesting, and I don't really have any interesting stories. But I felt like sharing this one. Anyway, have a good rest of your week. Sincerely, some stranger on the internet. End of story. Next story. Life of a 5'0" guy. The first was born in 1997 to a normal American family. I was third out of 4 kids. I had 2 older brothers and a younger sister who came 2 years after me. In a way my life was normal. I was a normal boy with a normal family. Except one thing wasn't normal with me. I was abnormally short. I was shorter than just about everyone. While my peers kept growing, I felt I was still the same. I felt like a midget. People teased me every day over how short I was when I couldn't help it. My freshman year in high school I was only 4 feet 8. I wasn't sure what was wrong with me. How I could be so much shorter than everyone else. I was the shortest kid in high school. Shorter than the girls and especially shorter than the guys. In order to drive I needed to have a pillow under my seat and pedal extenders. I graduated at 4 feet 11. Shortest in my class. I got to 5 feet 0 freshman year in college, then the growing stopped. Today I live as normal a life as I can. I live on my own. I take care of myself. I still have my struggles. Not being able to reach certain things and having to crane my neck up at people I wish to talk to. But overall I have learned to just deal with my height. End of story. Next story. The one time a dead body fell out of the casket. Okay, I was at the funeral for someone of my mom's friend. Never knew the guy, but he was sweet from others' word. And there were these 2 kids who were messing around. Like they would pull on people's suits, dresses, skirts, etc. They would then run up to the casket and try to touch the body but would be stopped. But when everyone went outside to start the burial, the people were dumb enough to leave the casket open out in the area that was empty. Of course the 2 children went up to it. With no one to stop them. They started poking, touching, and opening the eyes. It was freaky. I finally saw them and they were climbing into the casket. I yelled and they fell out while the old guy fell out onto the 2 on them. And he was a bigger guy. He was muscular but a bit big. So since the children were small, they were crushed. They were crying. But we got the body off and the parents of the children took them home. And the burial was private for personal reasons. That was really creepy to see a dead body fall onto small children. End of story. Next story. Horny kid in computer lab. When I was 13 years old, our school's computer lab got internet access. There was this super horny kid who masturbated thrice a day. When the teacher went to help a student, he found an opportunity to search porn on Chrome in school and he called his friends including me to see what he had done. After that in next class 3 boys tried to do the same thing and got caught by the teacher. They closed the tab just as the teacher arrived, but she saw it and asked them what they were doing. AMD, that moment was so intense. End of story. That is all for today. If you want to support my automated channel, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. See you tomorrow.